So Sue Meyers, live out in Colorado. Been with Pampered Chef for about 12 years. Big secret about me is I do not like to cook.
Betty Crockless
was my nickname when I lived in Maryland. But my attitude is everyone eats. So what I will do at the show is when the food is in the microwave or the oven, I will say I need a couple of minutes for what I call housekeeping, and it's things like when we're closing the show, FedEx bringing the show to the host, and the host will deliver. I remind them about Roundup, and then I'll remind everybody that we're going to need about 2 or 3 minutes of each person's time. So, Katie, when you're done with your order, I'm going to be at this table over here, and I'm going to ask you to come sit with me for about 2 or 3 minutes just to make sure that I can answer any questions and give you all the service that you deserve. And I will ask all of you to consider looking at the business, and I'll ask all of you to consider having a show. But Donna, if you finish with your order, and I'm still talking with Katie, you are very welcome. Come on in, put your order form face down, then go back out and mingle and eat and drink and be merry. And when I'm done talking with Katie, I'll call your name and I'll ask you to come in and sit down. And I will tell everybody that because for a person who does not like surprises, they know that I'm going to ask them to sit with me, and they also know I'm going to ask all of you about the business. I'm going to ask all of you about having a show. What that does, though, that full service checkout is so important to me because and we all have those shows where we are feeling very rushed. It ran long. I'm tired of people throwing order forms in my face, or I've got to go and they interrupt my momentum. So I've prepped everybody that we're going to talk for a few minutes, and I really believe that is one of the most important parts of that show. It gives me 2 to 3 minutes to really have a relationship with you. And I might say, Donna, I love how you jumped right in and you helped everybody with the products. I think you own as much as I do. I'd love to have you on my team. Or, and I'm looking for a name tag.
I'm sorry,
is it Terry? Okay, so Terry, I noticed that you have a pizza stone on your order form. Is this by any chance your first piece of stoneware? And I can do a really quick tutorial, reminding you it's going to darken as you use it, how to clean it, and all of that. I might say, Nancy, have you ever considered owning your own business? Because I just love the energy you brought into the room tonight.
She's going to sock it to you, honey.
No, but did you notice what I did? It's very difficult. I asked, and then I was quiet. Because she mouthed never. And I would say, you know what? I appreciate your being honest with me. If you ever change your mind because you just brought energy, you seem to have a great time, I'd love to welcome you into our team. Or have some friends get together. Would that be appealing to you to have some friends get together so you can enjoy all those benefits that we learned about in the slide today? Okay, so, but if you said no, I would always end my full service checkout with a recipe that we made that evening because no one's going to say no to a recipe. You want to end on a high note. But now if I ask Angie, would you ever consider doing Pampered Chef or having a home business? Was there anything that really, attracted you to this tonight?
I like to cook.
You like to cook. Do you consider yourself more of a griller or baker? You just love, is that how you kind of express yourself in the kitchen? Just have fun with the creative aspect of it? Okay, so I honestly would say to Angie, all right, when you get started with your business, I'm going to go visit your first show, sit down and take notes. Because remember, I shared with you, I don't like to cook. When I first met Marcia, it was rice-a-roni and hamburger helper. And that was pretty much my repertoire. And so would you consider, you like to cook, would you consider Pampered Chef? Could you see yourself doing this? Okay, so Angie, let me ask you, would you be ready to get started tonight and we'll play any kickoff show? Or do you want to talk to a couple of friends and I'll call you in a couple of days? Okay, and then I would talk about a good time. We write it in the book and I send her home with a Post-it note with that date and time because I've told her I'm going to call her, then I have to follow up. And I better call when I say I do because you're very interested. And but the other thing is if Angie kind of hesitated, Angie, would you ever consider, and don't answer, just kind of think about it. But Angie, would you ever think about Pampered Chef? Would this appeal to you?
I don't know.
Okay, you're smiling and you hesitated. What are you thinking? What's most exciting about the idea of having a business of your own?
I can do it when I'm.
Is there anything that makes you hesitate or kind of scares you a little bit?
I don't know if I can get in front of people.
It's really important for me to ask what the hesitation was about because my idea might not agree with what's on her mind. And so she loves to cook. She loves the flexibility. And then you were just saying you're not sure if you could stand up in front of everybody. But Angie, and then I would remind her what she did at the show tonight. She was talking. She was excited. She was laughing. And I really feel like if I have to cut something out of the show, it will not be full service checkout. those couple of minutes for everybody, that is where you have your closure or you continue that relationship and you really ask them what's on their mind. And because we're out in Colorado, and I'm from Cape Cod, Mass originally, and we have a grilling season in Massachusetts. It's called Memorial Day to Labor Day, and then we would pack up the grill and be done for the year. Out in Colorado, it is a 12-month grilling season. So I always bring a grilling basket with me, and I would put it on my table with full service checkout. And that way, when you came in to put your order form face down, it's going in the grill basket because that's another wonderful way for me to add some more product. But I'll tell you, in an ideal, perfect world, full service checkout might be in a separate room. But I've also sat down on a stairwell with a calendar and a book on my lap. I've been at the edge of the counter. I've been standing just shoulder to shoulder, kind of turning my body away from some other people. So we have that privacy and that time and that eye contact. I will use a person's name as often as I can. My night will end with, Sam, I'm so glad you came over tonight. Thank you for sitting with me for a couple of minutes. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Time. Well, time's up.
Well, I'm a teacher by trade. I could keep going.
I know that. You're awesome. I just, didn't want
Any
us
quick
to run really
questions?
late.
I just feel that's